Well, it's just gone 8 o'clock and we're expecting any moment now the President of the Republic of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, to make that all-important cabinet announcement. We'll also welcome our viewers on SABC too. Thank you very much for being with us this evening. A bit of a slight delay there, Francis.
Yeah.
I was hoping for 8 o'clock exactly, for sharp.
So we hate to come to you empty-handed. We received a briefing from the presidency earlier that this announcement would be made at 8 p.m. But
Yes.
we're hearing at this hour, just a few minutes ago, that the president is still consulting with individual members. We'll find out exactly what's happening for you and what time we can expect that announcement.
Absolutely. Who's in and who's out, we will know in the next few moments. And exactly how much leaner President Cyril Ramaphosa's cabinet will be. So far, we've heard from business and a number of sectors as well who are talking about, how the president needs to make decisive decisions. And those decisions will not be popular amongst everyone, but it's got to be something that is certainly going to take South Africa forward and inspire confidence in the people of this country to ensure that those who are put in those positions are going to get down and do the work.
And there will be losers. There will be lots of losers, because the one thing we know is that this is probably going to be a much leaner cabinet. The president has hinted at that. We have a very bloated cabinet in terms of global averages, around 72 members. That's the executive, if you consider deputy ministers as well, and a lot of calls for that to be chopped. All right, let's find out what is happening at the Union Buildings. Our SABC political reporter Mzwandile Mbeje joining us live now. What's the cause of the delay?
Oh, well, Francis, we thought by this time we will all be glued to the stage next to me here, listening to the president deliver the names of the people he would have chosen to be in a cabinet. But of course, we've just been told that there is a slight delay because he is consulting with those members that have been appointed. So he is individually meeting them. So I guess he would be perhaps telling them about some of the priorities that he wants them to achieve. And of course, there would be one or two questions from them and clarifications, because this is a big task. To be appointed a national minister of any country, it's not only an honor, Francis, it's a big task. So you've got to understand exactly what is it that you are doing. I mean, we are waiting here patiently with other media from other houses. I mean, I can just give you a bit of a shot. So they are very patient about it. Of course, they were hoping that by this time they would be reporting, tweeting, and doing all sorts of things to inform their audiences that the cabinet is being announced. So we expect that it's not going to take too long, because the way the nation is waiting, it's been long. I mean, the president, Francis, was sworn in on Saturday. So it's been, today it's Saturday, it's Wednesday. So you can see there's been a number of days. And we are not used to this, Francis. I remember the two occasions of the previous presidents. In fact, not even the two occasions, I think, including the term of former President Thabo Mbeki. He was sworn in today, and then the next day, and then he appointed his own cabinet. I think many people were expecting a similar thing to happen, but President Cyril Ramaphosa is doing it a bit differently.
Why does this suggest there could be a hiccup? Because, like you say, we were expecting an announcement on Monday. Many people saying this must be because of horse trading, possibly the factions trying to work it out within the party. Could this mean that something's gone wrong?
Well, not necessarily anything having gone wrong, Francis, but the fact that there was consultation, the fact that he had to meet various stakeholders. Remember, when he meets those people, he probably would go to them with his own list to say, these are the people I think will help me move the agenda of this country forward. But of course, given that we are consulting, you may have someone say, perhaps, Mr. President, don't you think that so-and-so is best suited in this portfolio? So I think that is what would take its own time. And It's even possible that he may earmark certain individuals for certain positions, but if he calls those people and then they say, well, Mr. President, I think I'm not ready for that particular position. So those are the things really, and the things that you take into account as you do this kind of work. So it's not a straightforward issue. That is why we are being told now that all those that have been appointed, he is meeting with them individually, basically to tell them what is it that he is expecting them to do, how fast should they deliver certain issues, certain promises, certain implementation projects that would have been laid out. So all those things really would inform how he handles this whole issue. But the bottom line, Francis, is that the realm of speculation that we've all been engaged in since his inauguration is about to end.
Yeah, there are still those lists going around. Has the presidency, Mzwa, given us a time frame? Could this delay be half an hour, an hour? Our political analysts earlier pointed out that we're used to reshuffles at around midnight, but not from this particular president.
Well, perhaps, Francis, this could be a question of old habits die hard. So it's a wait-and-see approach, really. When we tried to check with the officials from the presidency, they were non-committal in terms of when exactly will the president be here. Safe to say he's finalizing those consultations with those individual members. But of course, we wait, we are here. So that announcement, at least we are sure that it will happen.
Final question for you. Of course, it's speculation at this stage. We don't know. But there are lists going around. Are your sources telling you there are possible shoe-ins in any of the important portfolios tonight, Mzwa?
It does look like that there will be oohs and ahs in certain portfolios as the president announces the list, because he does seem to have, based on what we are hearing from people, what we are trying to interact with a number of people, it does seem to have made some of the very interesting appointments in various positions. But of course, at the end of the day, that speculation would only be speculation, so we'll only know for sure once he comes here and then announces that list. But it's interesting for us to really sit here and interact with my colleagues that I was showing you about. Basically, we are saying we are not used to this kind of situation where there is very little information, Francis, that we have got in terms of who has been appointed. Of course, we are trying to connect the dots, given, what is it that you've heard? It's been very difficult. So, yes, I guess that's how he wants it to be. And of course, he, by and large, managed to get us out of this.
All right. Thank you very much, Mzwandile Mbeje. So we were hoping to bring you that announcement. The presidency did say 8 o'clock. Now we've been told there is a delay. And like Mzwa says, the presidency being non-committal when we could hear the announcement, they are saying that the president is still meeting with those individual members. So he wants to get to the end of that process. We'll bring it to you live as soon as it